Alysha from Siblings and Beyond, and today I'm going to be talking about You Season 3, which just came out on Netflix in October. So, quick disclaimer, if you haven't seen You Season 3 or any of the other seasons, there may be spoilers. I'll try to keep it to a minimum, but if you don't want anything spoiled for you, definitely stop watching this video. So I started watching You whenever the first season came out a couple years ago and was instantly hooked. It's a really good show, it's different, and I just really enjoyed watching it. So this season, I thought that I would do a little review video. A lot has been going on so far, and I thought I would split it into two parts. So this first part is only covering the first half of the season, episodes 1 through 5. So one thing that I wanted to start off saying first is just some differences between this season and seasons 1 and 2. So one thing that I found is that it's very unpredictable this season. I mean, the other seasons were unpredictable, but this one is just different. Usually the first and second season had a normal formula that they would follow. Joe finds a girl, he likes the girl, he stalks the girl, and then bad things happen, and bad things may also happen to the girl as well. And that's kind of the formula that we've been seeing for seasons 1 and 2. This season, I thought it was going to be the same thing, especially starting out in episode 1. He's kind of following the same formula, following his neighbor Natalie, and let me tell you, completely shocked by the end of episode 1. Spoiler, Natalie does not make it to episode 2. I was not expecting that. Another difference between this season and seasons 1 and 2 is the amount of complications for Joe in this season. There were always complications in seasons 1 and 2 for him, but this one is just a little bit different. Police have never really been involved in the first and second season, not to the level that they are involved in this third season, which was interesting. You're also introducing Love, who is now his wife, and their new baby Henry, so that's involving more family complications for him. And because now they live in a suburban neighborhood, now you have nosy neighbors, more so than when he was living in the city. So overall themes for this season, it seems like they're really trying to show simple and common complications or problems that regular married couples would have. These couples just happen to be criminals, as if you've seen seasons 1 and 2, you know this. So you kind of see the same common struggles that a newly married couple might have. Distrust for one another, you see adultery, a lack of self-awareness of the two. Joe keeps mentioning that Love is a monster and she's done all these horrible things, but I mean, Joe has done the same things in the previous seasons, so kind of a lack of self-awareness from that standpoint. Love continues trying to blame Joe for a lot of the poor choices that she's making, so she's trying to use him as a scapegoat, and she's really not aware of her own faults and why she's making those decisions herself. She's not really accepting responsibility for that. You also have some poor communication between the two, some love-hate dynamic between the two. Joe doesn't like Love, then he loves her again, and then vice versa. Love likes Joe, and now she's not liking him. It's just kind of a back and forth with the two, and also, obviously, they're new parents, so we're seeing some of those new parent struggles. We just got a dab of the criminal activity sprinkled throughout the simple marriage life. Seems like another big theme this season is we are learning more about Joe's past. They're showing a lot of the flashbacks of him being bullied whenever he was younger, maybe kind of seeing why he is the way he is or what led him down this path. And with Love, we are finding out more about why she thinks the way she does, why she makes the choices that she does. We find out that she's a little bit more impulsive, as you can see whenever we're listening to their couples counseling sessions in the series. Another kind of vague theme that I've noticed is a little bit of the complexity of the moral compass of these people. So Love, she's done some pretty bad things, but then she doesn't want to frame Natalie's husband for what happened to Natalie. So I think it's just kind of interesting seeing what Joe and Love think is wrong versus right when anyone else watching the show knows that everything that they're doing is wrong, if that makes any sense. So kind of looking more at the development of Joe this season. He's wanting to change for Henry, doesn't want to do any more of hurting people or anything like that. He just really wants to step away of that. He wants to be a better father for Henry. And like I said, we're also seeing a lot of these flashbacks in Joe's past, so we're kind of learning a little bit more about him. Joe really just wants acceptance for who he is, the good and the bad, and that's kind of a reoccurring theme that's playing along in this season as well. He goes on that guys trip and he breaks down and cries because the guys accept the dark side of him, and he's like, that's really what I wanted all along. So we're kind of just seeing Joe kind of coming to terms with who he is as well. So I feel like we're seeing a lot more character development from Joe this season. And it's kind of working in contrast with Love, who doesn't seem to be really acknowledging her faults while Joe is trying to change a lot of his. And that kind of brings me to my overall ideas or overall feelings for this season so far. So things that I'm liking so far in this season, like I said before, I really like a show that is unpredictable. I don't want to be able to figure out what's going to happen and be like, oh, okay, it gets kind of boring for me. So I like a lot of these twists and turns and not following the same formula that they have in previous seasons and kind of just switching it up. I really like that about this show so far. It keeps you on the edge of your seat. So I'm liking that. I like, although it's a little bit annoying what both of these characters are doing. I mean, they are criminals, so a lot of their choices have always been annoying. But this season so far, I like how we see the Love and Joe dynamic, just kind of how they're at two different points. They're struggling with their own personal issues. And, like I said, Joe is trying to face his demons, trying to change, and Love is just not really acknowledging her demons at all. So it's interesting seeing that. I also do like seeing a lot of Joe's character development. I like learning more about his past, why he is the way he is, and I like seeing a bit of change in his character. He's trying to become better, things like that. So I like seeing the development there. Another thing that I would like to see continuing on as I watch the second half of this season, I would like to see a little bit more development in Love. Like I said, she's not really acknowledging her demons. She tries to blame Joe a lot for her poor choices. And I just really, we've seen a lot of Joe figuring out who he is and really self-reflecting. I kind of want to see that for Love as well. I want to see her self-reflect and really try to work on herself as well. So hopefully we'll see a little bit more development in that aspect. So like I said, very interesting this season, really exciting. I can't wait to see what happens next. I'm trying not to see any spoilers on social media. I've seen a lot about, this surprise ending. We'll see what happens. I'm trying not to spoil it for myself. So I will get through these next episodes and stay tuned for part 2 of my You Season 3 review. Also stay tuned on our Facebook and Instagram for any updates on our future video releases. We will be coming out with a review of the new movie Halloween Kills, which came out in October, and the Eternals, which just came out this previous weekend. So I really look forward to seeing you guys soon, and thanks so much for watching. This is Alysha with Siblings and Beyond. Bye.